Cheating wife said her husband accepts me or leave me, I won't change. A real heartbreaking story of forbidden love. Before going to story, please subscribe me for more. Accept me or leave me. The clock ticked louder in the suffocating silence of their once warm home, each second pulling Adam closer to the unraveling of his life. He sat at the edge of their bed, holding a crumpled note Emma had carelessly left behind. I'll be late tonight. Don't wait up. It wasn't just the words that hurt. It was the weight they carried, the absence of excuses, and the blatant disregard for the man she once claimed to love. For months, Adam had been living in the shadows of suspicion. He noticed the gradual shifts in Emma's behavior, how her laughter, once reserved for their shared moments, now felt distant, how she guarded her phone as though it held secrets that could burn their marriage to the ground. But it was the way she stopped looking at him, really looking, that crushed him. Her gaze, once filled with love and warmth, now seemed like a stranger's, cold and detached. That night, Adam decided to confront the truth he had been running from. He followed her. It was raining, and the storm outside mirrored the chaos brewing inside him. Her car weaved through the city streets, finally pulling up to a dimly lit cafe on the outskirts of town. Adam parked a safe distance away, his hands gripping the steering wheel so tightly his knuckles turned white. From the shadows, he watched Emma step out of the car, her face illuminated briefly by a streetlight. She was smiling, a smile Adam hadn't seen in years. A tall man emerged from the cafe, his arms open wide, and Emma melted into his embrace. Adam's chest tightened, as if the air had been stolen from his lungs. He watched as they entered the cafe, their hands brushing, their heads leaning close in intimate conversation. Time seemed to freeze, and yet, it felt like an eternity before Emma left the cafe and drove home, unaware of the eyes that had witnessed everything. When she walked through the door that night, Adam was waiting for her in the living room. The tension was palpable, the silence heavy with unspoken accusations. "Where were you?" he asked, his voice steady but laced with pain. Emma hesitated for a moment, then shrugged.
"Out."
With him, the words hung in the air, sharp and cutting. She didn't deny it. She didn't even flinch. Instead, she sat down on the couch, crossing her legs as though they were discussing something trivial. "Yes," she said simply. Adam stared at her, his heart pounding. "Who is he? How long has this been going on?" "His name is Mark," she replied, her tone detached. "And it's been months." The room seemed to close in on Adam. "Months? Emma, we have a life together. A home. How could you do this?" Her response was like ice water over his already burning soul. "Because I'm happy with him, Adam. He gives me what I need." "What about us? What about me?" His voice cracked, the tears he had been holding back finally spilling over. Emma's gaze hardened. "I won't stop seeing him. You can accept me for who I am now, or you can leave. I won't change." Her words were like a dagger to his chest, twisted and driven deeper with every breath she took. The days that followed were a blur of pain and confusion. Adam felt like a ghost, wandering through the shell of a life that no longer felt like his. He couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, and every time he closed his eyes, he saw her with Mark, laughing, smiling, living a life that didn't include him. Desperate for clarity, Adam began searching for answers. He found Emma's hidden drawer, where a collection of letters lay. Each one was addressed to Mark, detailing her dissatisfaction with their marriage, her fears, her hopes, and her dreams. But it was the final, unfinished letter that gripped him. Mark, I don't know if I can leave him just yet. He's still a part of me, and I hate myself for hurting him. Adam clung to the words like a drowning man grasping at straws. Maybe there was still a part of her that cared. Maybe there was a chance to save their marriage. One evening, Adam confronted her again, this time with the letters in hand. "Emma, do you still love me?" he asked, his voice trembling. She looked at him, her eyes void of the warmth they once held. "Adam, love isn't enough. I've changed, and I can't go back to being the woman you married." "Then why stay? Why not leave?" "Because a part of me still feels guilty. But that's not enough to stop me." Her honesty was brutal, cutting through him like a blade. That night, as Emma slept, Adam packed his bags. He stood at the doorway of their bedroom, staring at her one last time. The woman he had loved for so many years was now a stranger, someone he couldn't recognize. As he stepped into the cold, empty night, the echoes of her words followed him. Asterisk, accept me, or leave me. Asterisk. Adam chose to leave, but the fragments of his broken heart remained scattered in the home he once thought would be his forever.